gods that were so powerful in ancient time, that defeated the lesser gods, where are they today? They went away. Because they were not real. They just live on in the history books. They were not real. They were stuff that people just made. And when the people who made them got defeated, then the gods went away. When a kingdom got defeated, the gods went away. And as time modernized and people realized that these gods are just made up by people, and people didn't have to be afraid anymore the same way people were afraid in old times, then they could not be tricked the same way anymore by telling them, look at this gold god or silver god right here, or this wooden god, bow down and worship it. People can't be tricked in the same way anymore, because people know you made that stuff in a factory. See that? These are all stories of unreal gods. So my question is, why is it that the children of Israel were so gullible? Were so afraid of the gods? You mean their Torah was not strong enough for them to not fear these gods? But it's strong enough for you today? How can the strong word of the Torah not make the children of Israel wise enough to say, well, they might have a strong army, and we're concerned about that, if they had some doubt as to whether they would win or not, like if they were not living right with the commandments and so on. They should know their gods are nothing, we should not fear them. But they were usually fearing the gods. And they feared them and believed the gods so much that the gods had power that they even worshipped them. These gods of ancient times, they were never real. There was no flying god, no thunder god, no god upon a mountain, no god like that. When the people who made them ceased to exist, their kingdom ceased to exist, the gods also stopped working, because the people made the gods. So what was Israel fighting? Think about it. Isaiah 40 verse 18 to 23. See, because I want you to understand that the level of fear that you get in your teachings, when people are teaching you the Torah, or teaching you the Bible in general and telling you to fear, 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 God just seems to want you to just be afraid of Him so much. You got to do everything this, and you never get to see this God. But you are afraid of your pastor, you're afraid of your camp teacher, you're afraid of everybody who's telling you about God. Keep this law, do that. Something is wrong with how God is taught in the world. Something is wrong. God is a source of fear and not freedom. God makes people afraid. And He makes you succumb and give in. And He dumbs you down. That's just fact. Nobody needs to argue with that. That's just plain old truth. And you notice as well that in the Torah, Moses said, look, if you destroy this people coming out of Egypt, other people are going to look and say, he brought them out of Egypt, but he could not finish dealing with them and blessing them like he said by his word. He could not establish this people and set them up. And see, the thought is just coming to me right now. So then he didn't bother. But you notice that what is being said in the story right there is that if you don't accomplish with this people, you're really no God at all. Because to not be able to pull it off as the God of Israel is really just to be something like the other gods who can't do their stuff. Like Isaiah is saying, they are no gods at all. They need to be fashioned by men's hands. And Jeremiah said they need to be carried. so they can't do anything for you. Well, if you are God, like what Moses is saying, and you can't accomplish with this people, how are you any different from the other gods who can't do their stuff that they should do? But don't we find today that in spite of the transgressions of the children of Israel, this God did not do with his people? Tell me, when did Israel rule the earth? The Torah is shut and closed and printed long time ago. When did he accomplish the righteousness of his people? The book was closed with the book of Malachi. And the God of Israel was never able to accomplish what he was trying to do with his people. So it's always another promise that he is going to do it later. Like the Christians are looking for Jesus to come back, and the Messiah people, even among the Hebrews, are saying, well, Jesus is going to do this and that when he comes back. He's going to conquer when he comes back. Religion always making you look forward to something else, instead of getting you to live in the now, about the truth and the common sense and the wisdom that you can find in the now. Even though a lot of that wisdom is going to come from what you learned from the past. If you take this people down, Moses is saying, it's going to be seen that you couldn't pull it off. But where are those people today? And your answer is, yeah, they went into captivity. He was not setting up a people in the land of Canaan for them to be later taken down. At what point does this God of Israel set up and establish a people that reflects him in the sense that they cannot be taken down the same way he is so powerful and cannot be taken down by any other lesser God? Be holy as I am holy. Be just like me. Be set apart like I'm set apart. But don't be established the way I'm established. Don't be unmovable the way I am. You notice that this is an important point here, although it seems silly to you, because a skilled CEO running a company that he set up would set up his company to run even internationally, and if he's really good, well skilled and all that, very knowledgeable at how to run a business, he will make it go and go and go. He can even get money out of the government to help boost his operation if he needs to, if he feels certain things are running weak and so on, but he'll get it done. And you hear about the bailouts all the time. These companies get their stuff done. They're smart businessmen, smart CEOs with international companies. The Creator is so smart that he is supra smart. That supposedly this God of Israel, who's supposedly the Creator, could create the world, but he cannot create a nation that does not go down. These companies run their businesses even internationally and keep them running, but the God of Israel tries to set up the nation of Israel and can't keep it running, till Moses argued with him, if you take them down, something's gonna look wrong with that. But later on the people still go down, and all he can say is, well, you sin too much, you transgress too much. Yet when a CEO sees his employees transgressing or failing or slipping up too much or slipping up with the sales, he can turn that around and make the company still flourish. But the God of Israel just has to go down. I better end this right here.